Yes, Georgi. This year, 2020, the year of uncertainty, as we call it, and well-deserved, I think, about 300 tons of raw corns were exported from Georgia to the European market. 45 million fir trees are sold from Georgia to Europe annually. 90% of the trees grow from Caucasian Sochi seeds taken from Raja. The main exporting countries are Germany, the Netherlands, France, and the United Kingdom.
Let's hope Poland will also be interested after following and watching this program. And we know that the embassy will be definitely watching us now. And the reason is simple. Our journalist Tamta Jijavadze, who as it turns is responsible for bringing the voice of diplomats to the checkpoint, this time sat down with the ambassador of Poland. We can watch the interview right now.
About 2 years ago, at the Georgian-Poland Business Forum, there was mentioned that Georgia is especially interesting for Polish companies with its strategic location and also access to various markets. So we are interested in your opinion. How do you think? What are our main, let's say, attractiveness?
There is the headache of the Polish ambassador every day, let's say, problem that the situation is not so satisfactory as we would wish, as we would like to have. The level of Polish, let's say, Georgian trade of the, let's take 2019, is approximately $125 million, with the part of import from Georgia. It is about 20 million of dollars. It contains mostly food products, wine, which is very popular in Poland, fruits, nuts, and so on. But so why I say about this part of the trade, the import from Poland of the most popular products, agro and food production, shows the opportunity for Polish investors, for Polish companies, how we could develop it together in your country. And since the very beginning of my presence here, I started to work with Polish chambers of commerce from many different specializations, or let's say branches, to convince them to come here and to start, let's say, joint production, or at least, you know, there's the sector which is related to food industry, but it goes more to the packaging, more to the system of how to sell the product in a one nice package, how to offer the customer the best product in a good, let's say, in a good environment. And so Polish companies are very, let's say, excellent in it. We could bring to Georgia such know-how. We could work together, and so I tried. So it was kind of idea. So I invented just to concentrate in this area, in this field of cooperation. Unfortunately, we did not have a lot of success, and the problem lies also on the Polish side, Bath and Georgian. I could not blame, one of it, but still, you have to understand that well-developed and very fast growing Polish business in these sectors are not so able to bring investment funds outside of the country. So, of course, the first problem is a distance. 3,000 kilometers or 4,000 kilometers, it is still a long distance when we take, not only the regular sale, the regular offering products like we could do it to Arab countries or to China, but they are more keen to, let's say, to concentrate on the in the region. I mean, the Central Europe, cooperation with EU countries neighboring from Poland, Germany, Slovak, Czech Republics, and so on. The attention of investors goes last 2, 3, 4 years to Ukraine. It started, the wave of the interest, the new wave of interest to Ukraine because the
From the
conditions
Polish,
for investment
from the
Polish investors. And so I would like to explain why it is developing so slowly. Why it is not so, why we are not as Polish investors, however, well-developed, smart, and so on, they are not ready this day, or last 2, 3 years during my stay here, to come to Georgia and invest their money. But it takes time. Let's be patient, let's wait, and let's work.
So you mentioned food and agriculture sector. What other sectors might be a particular interest from the side of Polish investors in Georgia?
Last year I had a very serious meetings with numerous enterprises well interested in energy sector, particularly in the solar farms, and interested in developing building power plants and so on. So I hope that we could develop it. I organized some, let's say, interesting contacts with partners, specialists, engineers, professors in Georgia. As I know, these enterprises, they are working besides our let's say, our
involvement,
knowledge,
maybe?
our involvement, and so I think that they are developing these projects because, as it is, a big one, what needs huge funds. It needs the involvement of banks, I mean the financial institutions, and it needs time, to prepare documentation and the application based on the experts' work, which is of course bilateral. I mean, the cooperation with the Georgian experts, Georgian clerks also, and specialists, and Polish one, and they are working as a particularly when it comes to these solar farms in some regions of. I do not want to leak, the information. Maybe it is secret for them, but they are very seriously interested in developing this sector.
Many investors refrain from investing in Georgia because of the market size? Like we don't have the big
Yes.
sized
3,
market?
4 million, it is
Yeah.
not so, so.
So how do you think, what should be done from our side in order to attract more foreign investments?
To have more children, you know, and to grow up young generation who could be a consumer and not to leave the country but stay here and develop your own homeland. Of course, I'm kidding, but still, I think the perspective for Georgia, not only for Georgia, in this region, Caucasus, South Caucasus, is to open the market for the others and to find, you know, the solutions to cooperate in a frame of a kind, let's say, Caucasus European Union. This is just after the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict is being completed, however, not satisfactory for at least one part. But still, we could start to rethink our approach to this problem of the unification of the.
You mean trade, like a
Yes,
kind
to
of
make
union?
a one trade area, one communication area, at least, you know, economic cooperation could in a future, maybe near, maybe or far future, help us to solve all other problems. And this could be the way how to attract investors from outside. When they see, you know, oh, this is not 3 or 4 million, you know, state, but it is the market, you know, about 15 or more millions of inhabitants with a good access to very promisable partners in Iran, in Turkey, and why not in Russia? And so you are on a crossroad of this part of, let's say, the remote part of Europe, but still in Europe, and you have an access to Asia. And this is the crossroad which is interested by China, by Iran, by Arab countries. And so I think that this new approach to this building, let's say, new opportunities for your country could open much more than it is now windows and doors for investments.
Mm-hmm. So what about that kind of investments when the investor is coming, producing something, and then exporting from this country to other markets?
For the first, I would like accent only the communication system, transport system, logistics system, and it is the most easier, let's say, way to attract investors, because these investments are so long term and with always with financial support from financial institutions, international institutions, not only private but public. I mean, you know, European Bank of Development or Investment Bank, and so on, so on. So it could be taken, you know, into consideration that we could attract investments through the companies that are building, the companies that are bringing us the solutions in logistics, and then we'll see, you know, whoa, how it is not so far from Baku to Tbilisi or from Tbilisi to Erevan. It is really 2 or 1.5 hours of the way in the highway. If you have, you know, such bad condition on the roads, and so you need a 1 day, you know, just to reach Erevan from Tbilisi. It is not wise. It is not good, and it does make investors, you know, not so funny to come here and to develop their business. And this is the base. And when you start with it, it is very modest, offer. This is not a huge political or, cosmic proposition. This is very modest, very base way to start this opening, I can say, opening doors and windows.
We are BMG. Follow and subscribe for business and economics news.